your mat. I'm Megan Coy. We're going to begin our practice today in child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as you can on your mat, big toes together behind you. Sit back onto your heels as you reach forward with your chest and your hands. Soften your shoulders down your back and let your chest fall between your thighs. Begin to shift into your yogic breath for your practice here, starting to send the breath deeper into the belly and elongating each inhale and each exhale. Allow your mind to leave whatever pulls you away from the mat and come into this space. Go ahead and come on up and slide your hips forward, hands under the shoulders so your knees are still really wide. Pressing the hips forward, so stretching out those inner thighs. Good, and then release. Make your way into puppy pose. So hips over knees, drop your chest down, reach those hands forward. If you can, bring your chin to the mat as if you're looking for something underneath a chair or a couch. Good, so opening up through the chest and the shoulders here, as well as through the back. Good, release and make your way into downward facing dog. Feel free to move around a little here in this first down dog of our practice today. Make sure your stance is long enough here. So oftentimes I see people with their stance really short and it puts a lot of pressure in the shoulders. So if you're feeling a lot of weight in your shoulders, I'd invite you to step your feet back a little bit, push into your hands, opening up through your shoulders, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Always feel free to bend your knees here so that your back can be long and straight. And walk your feet forward, coming to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift as you inhale, long flat spine here, and then forward fold. Good. Root down, reach up, rise up, and then bring hands to heart center, moving into our sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift is your inhale breath. Bend your knees if you'd like to. And then step back and lower down all the way onto your belly for Cobra Pose variation. Tops of the feet down, elbows under the shoulders or slightly in front. Now press into the elbows and forearms, lifting the chest and then driving the chest forward. Good, so that we just begin to open up through the shoulder girdle, through the front of the chest. Good, release down, hands under shoulders, press into high plank. And then chaturanga, elbows to ribs as you lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, big breath in here. And a breath out. Good, inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up on your inhale breath. Hands to heart center on your exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift on your inhale. This time as you step back, lower down, chaturanga, halfway. Strong legs here. Good, inhale, press through, upward facing dog. Lift thighs and knees. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Breath in and breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, and on your next exhale, go ahead and walk your feet forward. Halfway lift on your inhale and forward fold on the exhale. Rise all the way up. Inhale. One more time through here. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Forward fold. So moving slowly here. Moving with the pace of your breath. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the hands halfway down. Chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Good, breathe here. Good, now come on down to your hands and knees. Moving into bird dog or spinal balance. Once you reach your right hand forward and left leg back. Hold here, press into your rooted hand and knee. Pull the navel in, then bend the elbow and knee. I want you to open them up to the side. So you're going to draw the elbow down to the right hip and knee to the left shoulder. Good, do it again. Pull it in and then reach back into balance. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, you get long. 1 more. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, get long. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Rise up. I want you to bring your right foot forward here into crescent moon. Don't worry, we will get the other side there of our bird dog, crescent moon. So right foot is forward. Press your hips down and forward, stretching out through that left hip flexor here. Reach up, pull belly away from your front thigh. Good. Breathe here. Now we're going to move into a warrior 2 on the knee variation. So turn your back shin parallel to the short end of your mat here. Good. Bend your front knee and slide your hips forward. So it's very much a warrior 2, but you're on your back knee. Now this can feel quite intense. So if you need to come out just a little bit, feel free to do that. Remember to breathe. Good, now straighten that front leg. Walk the heel out a little bit. Flex your toes in towards your shin. And then right hand down, left hand up. Good. So relatively similar to a triangle pose. Good, release. Step that back, come back into your tabletop. Now we'll do bird dog on the other side here. So this time left hand reach forward, right leg back. So opposite hand, opposite foot. Then bend them both and pull them in. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bend and pull them in. Now the knee is going out to the side, not under. So take it to the side as you pull it to the shoulder. Good, 2 more. Last one. Good. Reach back, hold here. Beautiful job. Release. And now bring the left foot forward into crescent moon on this side. Left foot in front. Slide the hips forward. Reach up. Hold here and breathe. Press the top of your back foot into the mat. So we're active even in the back leg. Beautiful job. Transitioning now into a warrior 2 variation. So bring that shin so it's parallel to the short end. And sit down into that front knee, making sure the front knee stacks over the ankle, not in front of it. Good. Open up that front knee towards the pinky toe, just like you do when you're in full warrior 2. Always breathing. Good, now straighten the front leg, flex the toes in towards your shin, and then left hand down, right hand up. Breathe. Good, enjoying a nice stretch there. Go ahead and release. And then we'll come on back into downward facing dog. Good, so we're going to use the front and the back of our mat today. So we'll start with something very simple here, moving front to back. Take the right foot and step it forward between your hands, back heel down, and rise up into warrior 1. So in warrior 1, both hips point straight ahead. So they're pointed towards the short end of your mat. Now right now you're facing the front, which might sound obvious, but I want to make sure we identify that as we move through our practice, because I will have you facing the back in a little bit. Back heel really presses down, back toes are turned slightly forward, about 45-degree angle. Hips point straight ahead. Okay, good. Now open to warrior two. So now the hips and torso are open to the side, reaching forward and back. Front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. Whereas in warrior one, where we just were, they each had their own side of the mat. Now they're lined up with one another. Good. Now switching up here, extended side angle. I'm doing it a little different this time. I want your hand either on the floor, on your foot, or on a block, if you have one, right in front of the right foot. And then reach up, or you can keep your arm at your side here. Now sit your hips down a little lower and take those bottom ribs and roll them forward a little bit. Good. So we're opening up through the chest, opening up through the hips. Good. Release the hands down. Take the block with you if you used it. We're going to find a wide leg forward fold first here, just briefly. So I'm moving around a little, kind of convincing my body that where we are is where we want to be. Hands to the outer ankles. Yeah, good. And then go ahead and walk your hands to the back of your mat. Go ahead. If you're using the block, just place it inside the front foot, which is now your left foot, and rise into warrior one. So warrior one to the back of your mat. So now we're doing the opposite side here. Remember, each foot has its own side of the mat here, its own lane. Back heel is down and hips point straight towards the back of the mat. Good. Sit deeper in the front knee. Pull those lower ribs in towards the spine. So if you have any arching in your back, I want you to take that out and breathe. Good. Now we open to warrior two. So still to the back of the mat. Beautiful. Open the front knee towards the pinky toe a little more. Sit a little deeper. So we're holding our postures here to build up some heat, create a little more strength and endurance. Extended side angle again. Hand can go inside the foot, on top of the foot, or on a block, which is my preference. Top arm can stay along your side or reach it up. Gaze is wherever you feel the most comfortable. I like to look up. It helps me because my body moves wherever my gaze goes. And I want to take those bottom ribs and I want to slide them forward, almost in front of my left thigh. Good. Hands to the mat. Walk to the front of your mat. Walk your hands, back into a warrior one stance, but this time we're moving into pyramid pose. So instead of bending the front knee, the front leg will be straight. So right leg should be in front now. Pull the right hip back, left hip slightly forward, but that back heel presses down. Now I've taken the blocks here because it helps me find a stretch while still keeping my back long and straight. So resist the urge to round your back forward. Squeeze shoulder blades behind you. Good. Now, shimmy that back foot back, bend the front knee, crescent lunge. So in crescent lunge, each foot has its own lane, just like in warrior one, but the back heel is lifted. Now take the arms, place them down at your sides, bend the back knee, tuck the tailbone. I want you to hover that back shin over your mat. Hold there and breathe. Good. Keep the front knee bent, straighten the back leg, back into crescent and into warrior three, launching forward. Biceps stay right by the ears. Activate the lifted foot, lifted leg, making it a little lighter. Beautiful job. Hold here. Navel pulls in. If you feel any strain on your low back, take your hands into your chest. Now we move into standing splits. Good. So leg maybe lifts slightly higher, but keep the hips in line with one another. Walk the fingertips back in line with your toes or place one or both hands around your standing calf. Forehead towards your shin. Good. Release. Feet down, toes and heels touch, knees touch. Good. Moving into chair pose, Utkatasana. I'm going to turn to face you. You can stay just as you are. Hands to heart center. Reach your chest forward as you take a breath in and then prayer twist to the right on your breath out. Hold here and breathe. Squeeze those knees. Squeeze the inner thighs. Check in with your knees. The left knee will want to jut forward. I want you to pull it back. That's going to pull that left hip back. Good. Press palm into palm. Each breath out, rotating a little bit more so the sternum moves towards your thumbs. Good, release, forward, fold. Step the right foot back now. So left foot is in front, moving into pyramid pose on this side. Good, so again, each foot has its own lane. All 10 toes point forward, back heel is down. Pull the left hip back. Now find a long flat back here. Stretching out here in the left hamstring. Now I'm checking in with my sacrum. I wanted to make sure it was nice and flat. Good. And breathe. Good. Move the blocks if you were using them. Shimmy the back foot back. Crescent lunge. Rise up. Remember, back heel is lifted, but back leg is still turned on nice and strong. Good. Hands down at your sides. Bend the back knee. Hover the knee and shin over the mat. Tuck your tailbone. Draw the navel in. Hold here. Stretching out the front of the right thigh. Good. Keep the front knee bent, straighten the back leg, back into crescent, breath in here, and then into warrior three. Yes, we're creating like an uppercase T here with the body. Beautiful job. Keep the belly pulled in nice and strong, and then slowly transition into standing splits. Be careful, that right hip, it's going to want to open up and lift because then you can kick the leg higher. But I want you to drop that right hip down, keeping it even with the left. Keep working the forehead in towards the shin here as you lift that leg a little higher. Beautiful job. Release the right foot down, toes and heels together. Find a halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Moving into Utkatasana on your breath in. Hands to heart, breath out. Reach your chest forward on a breath in. And then prayer twist to the left on your breath out. Good. Check in with the knees. Pull the right knee and hip back. Sit your hips down really low. Good. Now make some room for your torso to twist here by pulling the navel in. Good. Breathe. And release, forward fold. Well done. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga as is your exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. We're going to move into our mandala here where we will move to the front, to the back, and all the way around in one circle, one direction, and then we'll switch directions. Lift that right leg up and back. Hold here, press the left heel down into the mat as you lift the right leg a little higher. So we're getting a nice stretch here. Push into your hands. Good, now we are going to move as slow as you can. Draw right knee to right shoulder as slowly as you can. Slow as you can, take it back up. Good, now slow as you can, take it to the left shoulder, crossing the body, very slow and controlled. Just as slow, take it back up. Good. Now slowly, slowly take it to the center. Step between your hands. Good. Rise into warrior one. And then open to warrior two. Good. Into star. And now into goddess or horse pose. So heels in, toes out, sit the hips down. Take your arms out, eagle the arms, right arm under the left. As you inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, pull them down, sit deeper. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, sit deeper, draw the elbows down, exhale. Now turn the feet parallel and make your way into eagle. So you're going to launch into the left foot and take the right leg up and over the left. Sit your hips down, elbows up, shoulders down. Good. Breathe. Release back into star pose. Now to the back of your mat, warrior two. Good, reverse the warrior, reach up and back. And then release the hands to the mat, chaturanga, facing the back of your mat. You can lift one leg if you'd like. Inhale to upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Right leg lifted up and back, inhale. Exhale, step it between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, rise into crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center, revolve your crescent to the right and breathe. Back leg, turn it on, lift the left hip up. It'll want to drop here to help you with that twist. I want you to pick it back up. Bend your front knee a little deeper. And each exhale, we rotate a little more, bringing the sternum towards the thumbs. Beautiful job. Release into crescent. And then open into warrior two. Good, into star. Now take the right elbow into the right hip, launch into the left foot. Dancer's pose. You're going to kick back. Good, I'm going to turn just so you can see the posture from the side, but you're going to stay just as you are. Kicking into your right hand. Gaze is up. Keep lifting through the chest and breathe. Beautiful job. Slowly release. Open up. Warrior two to the front. So left foot is in front. Inhale, reverse warrior. On your exhale, half moon. So launch into that left leg. Right hip stacks on top of the left. Reach the right hand up. Now you can use a block under the left if you'd like. You can stay in your half moon or bend your top knee and take hold of your foot in your right hand, kicking into your right hand, keeping right hip stacked on top of left. Good. If you took your foot, release back into half moon and then level your hips. Find a forward fold ragdoll, opposite hand to opposite elbow crease. Maybe sway the torso side to side here. Good. Malasana, garland pose. Drop those hips down. I'm going to turn just so you can see what this looks like as well. You can always place a block or a pillow under your glutes if you'd like. Maybe use those elbows to open the knees a little bit more. Good. So we made one nice circle. We're going to make another one. Forward fold. We're going to step back into chaturanga. Sorry, my fault, I didn't quite get you there. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. All right, now I'm going to do things a little out of order here, so hang tight. Left leg, lift it up and back. On your exhale, as slow as you can, draw left knee to left shoulder. It looks like I put this in slow motion, but I didn't. Very slow, bring that left leg back up. Good, as slow as you can, left knee to right shoulder. Slow, slow, slow. As slow as you can, take it back up. So finding control here. Good, now we're going to hold our down dog kick. This is the out of order I did. So press your right heel down, keep that left leg lifted up. Now take it and step to between your hands. Good, rise up into warrior one. Breath in. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale up into star. Exhale down into horse or goddess pose. Arms out now, eagle the arms, left arm under the right, elbows come up, elbows come down, sit deeper. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, take them down. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good, elbows up now. Launch over, bring that left leg up and over the right into full eagle. Still facing the side. Breathe, slide the hips down. Beautiful job. Release back into warrior two to the back. Reverse warrior. Good. Hands to the mat, chaturanga, one leg if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Left leg lifted up and back. Exhale, step between the hands, low lunge. Rise to crescent lunge. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale, twist to the left. So revolve crescent here. Good. Pick the right hip back up. Press that right glute up towards the ceiling. Press into your back leg. Good. Resist the urge to rest on that front thigh. There should be a little distance between your torso and the thigh, as much as you can create here. Breathe. Good. Release into crescent. And then open to warrior two. Good. Up into star. And now we move into dancers on this side. So this time it's going to be the left side. So launch into that right leg. Bend the left knee. Take hold of the arch of the foot. Kick back and breathe. Good. You've got this. Keep the hips level. Beautiful job. And gently release back into star. And then warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon. Launch it forward here. Good. Reach, reach, reach up. Activate the lifted toes. Now you can stay just like this or bend the top leg. Reach back with your hands. Take hold of that foot. Kick into your hand. Keep those hips stacked, one on top of the other. Good. If you took hold of your foot, gently release. And then release into a forward fold. This time we'll do a chest expansion. So interlace hands at the low back and take that one fist up and over, opening up through the chest. You can bend your knees here if that feels better for you. Good. Release. Slowly rising all the way up. Good. Now we're going to do a posture that I'm going to tell you right now is not my strongest, so hang in there with me. What I want you to do is stand on your left foot, pick up your right knee, and wrap your hands, interlace your fingers around the base of your right foot. If this isn't available to you, you can always use a strap or a belt. Good. Now you can stay like that or begin to straighten that leg and start rounding through the back, drawing forehead towards your knee. Now, I had back surgery about 7 months ago, so this is incredibly hard for me right now, but we got to challenge ourselves, right? Slowly release. It's good to try it out. Let's do the other side. So, like me, if you're struggling with this, that's okay. We're just going to play around with it and have a good time. Let's lift up that left foot. Wrap the hands around the base or your strap, and perhaps you begin to straighten the leg, but you don't need to. You can keep it bent. Good. Standing leg is as strong and straight as you can get it. Remember to breathe. Good. Bend the knee if you had it straight and slowly release. Woo, that was something. Why not? All right, let's go ahead and take a seat. Come on down. Wipe your sweat if you'd like. Grab a sip of water if you'd like. We're going to move into some core work here. So we're going to start in boat pose. Bend your knees, lift your legs. You can bring your shins parallel to the ground or up a little higher if you'd like. And then come into half boat. So half boat, all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. Good. So you're going to bring your torso and your legs back. Now please keep your chest lifted. Notice my back is so straight. I want you to keep that as well. Good. Remember to breathe halfway down and back up. Good. If you need to take a break, you can. You can also place your hands on the mat behind you, fingertips pointed towards your glutes if that helps. Good. Almost there. Stay lifted in the chest. Now, wrap your fingers, first two fingers around the big toe. I'm nice and straight here. Roll back And then see if you can come back up and straighten the legs. Now, if you are unable to straighten the arms and legs, that's okay. Do it with bent knees. See if you can roll back and then have some core control and pause in seated. Good, keeping your feet off the mat. Do it again, it's fun. Yeah, here we go. Come on up, pause. And release. Great job. It's fun just to play around sometimes. So now we'll move into double pigeon or fire log. So I've got my left shin in front and it is parallel to the side of the mat here. Right shin on top. Now if you get so that your ankles are stacked, that's fine. Or maybe you're much more flexible than I am and you can get your feet up over your knees. That's great also. So wherever is available to you today, flex all 10 toes in. Now I like to lean forward just a little bit, but keep my chest slightly lifted. Good, wherever you are, breathe. So in this posture, we're stretching out the right hip, glute. Good, slowly rise up. And then let's switch sides. Do the opposite leg on the bottom. Get yourself set up as much as you can. Flex all 10 toes in. Sit nice and tall. Now, if you lean forward, make sure that both glutes stay glued down onto the mat. So you don't want them lifting up. Good. Remember to breathe wherever you are. And release. All right, finishing out our core work here, I want you to come into forearm plank. So elbows under shoulders, step your feet back, drop those hips lower than shoulders. Now we're gonna press up right, left, hand, hand, forearm, forearm, right, left. Good, keep going, right, left. One more, right, left. Good. Now bend the knee, left, right. Knee up to shoulder, left, right. Again, left, right. Let's do 2 more each side. Pull it in. Last one each side, left, right. Good. Now we're going to do left, right, hand, forearm. 3 more. Hand, forearm, left, right. Good. Now right knee, left knee. Right knee, left knee. Good. Keep checking in with those hips. Drop them down. 2 more each side. Right, left. Dolphin pose. Hips high. Walk those toes in. Good. Push into the forearms. Good. Draw the low belly up and in. Great job. And release. Come into embryo pose. Knees together, forehead to the mat. Let those shoulders drop. Give them a nice rest here. And come on up. So now we're going to move into hero's pose. Once you bring your knees together, feet out, roll the calves out of the way and sit your glutes down on the floor between your heels. Now, if that creates a strain on your knees or you just can't quite get there, take a block or a pillow or something. You can place it under your glutes. Now, your knees should stay on the ground and they should stay pressed together, okay? So you can stay upright, particularly if you have something under your glutes, if you're sitting on something. Otherwise, you can start to work your arms back. Now I had to work to kind of tuck my tailbone a little bit. Now I can come back onto my forearms. If I go back any further, so you can go all the way down onto your back. If I go back any further, my knees will splay apart or lift off the mat. So I know that this is my limit here, keeping my knees pressing together and pressing down. Getting a nice stretch here through the quadricep, through the knee, the hips, even the ankles and tops of the feet. Good. If you're leaning back, slowly come up. We're going to move into camel pose now, Ustrasana. So bring your two fists together, place them between your knees. That's about how far apart they should be from each other. I like to curl my toes under. Place your hands to your low back, like you're going to put them in your back pockets. Draw the elbows and shoulders in together. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Good. Now keep pressing those hips forward so there's a straight line from the hip bones down to the knee. Good. Lifting through the chest. Now I've taken hold of my heels, but you certainly don't have to. You can keep your hands on the backs of your hips. Good. Neck can either stay long or you can allow your head to fall back as long as that doesn't feel bad on your neck. Good. Keep pressing the hips forward and lifting through the chest. Feel that sternum being pulled up towards the ceiling. Support your low back. Slowly rise up and release. Drop your hips to heels. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. Close your eyes and breathe. Good. Moving into rabbit pose. Turn your palms to face away from you. Grab hold of your heels with your elbows on the outside. Then round forward. Lift your hips up. So what's happening here is the crown of your head never touches the ground, but it gets very close. You're going to pull your forehead into your knees. Lift your hips up and then use your hands to try to pull on your feet, trying to pull your hips back down. This counter movement of lifting and pulling in creates this rounding through the back. Beautiful counter pose to camel pose. Good. Release. And now we'll come back into seated, legs out long in front of you for seated forward fold. Move the glutes up out of the way, flex your toes in, and then reach forward for your toes or your ankles or your shins. If you have that strap, now is a great time to use it as well. Notice my back here is long and straight. I want you to do that as well. Work the hip bones back a little bit. Each breath in, get a little longer. And then each breath out, see if you can take it just a tad bit deeper. Never pulling into a forward fold. We don't want to pull anything into a fold that can create a strain in the back here. Always being gentle and kind. Go ahead and release. And then lower all the way down onto your back. Give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Good. Happy baby. Take hold of the bottoms of your feet. You can start with your ankles stacked over the knees. Notice your tailbone. If it lifts up, bring it back down, shoulders down. And if it feels good to straighten one or both legs, as I am here, you can do that as well. Maybe a little rock side to side. Good. Release it down. Straighten the legs long out in front of you. You're going to bring your legs together like the tail of a fish. We're moving into fish pose, Matsyasana. Hands under the glutes, fingertips point towards your feet. Walk the elbows in, lift your chest and allow your head to fall back. Point your toes down in front of you so that your heart is the highest place in the body. Breathe. Good. Slowly release. Lay all the way down onto your back. Moving now into supine twist. Take that right knee, pull it up to your ribs, around your ribs, up to your shoulder. Give it a squeeze. Then move your hips over to the right a little bit. Drop that knee across your body. And then chin over to that right shoulder. These postures at the end of our practice are so important. You've worked so hard, done all of the balancing and the strength, and now we kindly take care of cooling down our body. Let's do the other side now. Left knee in, up to the shoulder, around the ribs. Give it a nice squeeze, and then shift your hips over to the left. Cross your knee over your body, and now chin over the left shoulder. Breathe. And release, come back to center. Give yourself one more big hug here. And then as you're ready, you can release into your Shavasana for today. So if you're near a wall and you'd like to do legs up a wall pose, that is a lovely way to do Shavasana. Otherwise, let your feet roll out, palms face up, work your tailbone down, your shoulders down. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It's been my pleasure. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please click subscribe. I'd love to practice with you again. Namaste.